When we talk about East High School in Salt Lake City, if you're not thinking about Disney's hit movie High School Musical, then you're probably thinking about their nationally ranked 17-time state championship football team. But today we aren't talking about either of those things. We're talking about a new leap of Leopards making waves on the basketball court. Flashback to last year, not many people knew about the Lady Leopards of East High. They had a fairly good season, winning 12 games under new head coach Junior Solovi, but the moment they made everyone stop and pay attention was in the tournament when they knocked off heavily favored Mountain View in the first round of playoffs. Although they came up short in the next round, that experience helped shape the Leopards in the offseason.
I think with this team, we have a lot of girls that played on our last year's team, and I think they understood watching some of these other teams like the Skylines and the Altas and all these guys, what it took to be successful. And I think what made this team more special is the willingness to work in the off-season. And we haven't really had an off-season program really before that.
We've been having morning practices every Monday, and from the beginning of the season we just had it every day throughout the week. So I feel like we have more heart this year. And especially coming from last year, losing on a buzzer beater in the playoffs, it really hurt us. So I think that's what made us strive harder this year.
Well, I can say my freshman and sophomore year weren't that great. We were probably one of the worst teams in the region. And the past 2 years, we've been able to put our talent together and win more games with it.
Well, their hard work has been paying off as the Leopards have won 13 games so far this season, beating teams like Woods Cross, Riverton, Bingham, and getting a little revenge on the Bulldogs. But the team isn't worried about other teams, just focusing on what makes them special.
Our team has a lot of talent, especially our guards. They bring a lot of talent in the front court. They put a lot of pressure on the ball. It gives us time to move around and help them in the post.
Things that we work on in practice is going over our plays, working on being focused during game time and what we can do to execute our plays during game.
We can't be super serious or else we get in our heads, but if we joke around too much, then we're just playing lazy. But playing our game is having fun, having a lot of fun playing the game that we love. We play a fast-paced game. Defensively, I think we have a lot of hustle on our team. Our two posts, Liana and Lonnie, they have really good court vision. They can see on defense and offense, they can see very well.
There's a lot of things that make this team special, but I think the biggest thing was the willingness to work and be unselfish. And that was for some girls that means their stats were going to go down to allow some other girls' stats to go up to help us win.
The Leopards have one goal in mind. They know what strengths and weaknesses they have to work with to get there.
So our main goal would be to win state this year. But I think that in order to accomplish that, then we work well as a team, but I know that could always improve. And especially our focus, discipline is a big factor in whether or not that we'll go far this season.
We're the underdogs, I think. We came in last year no one knew about us, and we made it to playoffs and kind of put our name out there, but still people will talk about us, but not as much as some other schools, the bigger schools that everyone knows about. And so I think that's kind of something special about us, and also our sisterhood on the team. We're always together. We hang out with each other at school, eat lunch together. We're always together. Everyone knows it too, the basketball girls.
As a program, I think our strengths, we just, like I said, we have a full 5 team that we can all play basketball, we all know. I think another strength is we're all so close, the basketball team. If you ask all of us, most of us, the basketball team is our only friends.
I think as a team we just want to get better and kind of work on our games as individuals and to help us just get better.
East is one of the most diverse schools in Utah, on top of having a 20% homeless population. So Coach Solovi is hoping he can teach them more than just basketball, but install in them a championship mentality.
From the dynamic that we have at East, we have a lot of kids where, they'll be the first kids to ever go to college or the first kids to graduate. We deal with so many dynamics with the homeless dynamic. I think for me, winning the championship is a reflection of the work they put on the court. What they do with it after is what I would be most grateful to see. Them coming back to help out our younger girls, them becoming maybe college players or coming back with college degrees and doing something in society that they learned from that journey. It's not the actual championship, it's the journey to the championship. Are you willing to make those little sacrifices and focus on those details? And becoming a champion is more about what you do off this court and the mentality you bring, because what you see on the court is the preparation you took up here. The championship will come if you're willing to do those things. And we've kind of really pushed on these girls of, don't make any excuses. So when we lose, we don't make excuses.
As we just saw, East's overtime loss to Skyline, the Leopards have already began to think about what they could have done better and how they can learn from it.
Skyline, we knew that they were a very good team because they won state last year. But our coaches just kept pressing on us. Defense, of course, they played good defense, so we wanted to take that thing away from them, try to compete with them on defense. But the first half we kind of struggled a little bit, and the second half we just picked up our defense, half-court defense. We did really good on that, but they came back with the W, so next time we'll get them.
First half we did not play how we were supposed to. We kind of played a little crazy. Second half we came more prepared to play how we usually play. I think a lot of us got into our heads too much, but we pulled through to get to overtime. We just fell short.
Yeah, we did fall short. It was tough, but I think losing always sucks, but it's always a good lesson to be learned.
The players may be on the court putting in the work, but they give a lot of credit to their coaches.
Oh, I love our coaches. I feel like we have the best coaches in the world. They know how to read us. Like each player individually, they know what we can do. They know our strengths and weaknesses, and they know where to put us on defense and offense.
They bring the energy to us every time during halftime. If we're down in the first half, they're always bringing us up. So I love our coaches.
I really like the way they coach because they have plays set up that aren't like, you have to do this, you have to do this. It's more of, they let us play our game as a team, and it's more like freelance plays. So I like that a lot.
He's kind of been with the program because his daughter played, and ever since he took over as head coach, I think our mentality, he helped change our mentality about the program, because we always used to think we were just a losing team, and he came in and brought in his coaching staff, and they taught us that we can win, and they just changed our mentality.
It seems the East High School girls basketball team has found something special, each other, and that's what really matters. As for the rest of it, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.